Welcome to the channel, everybody. This is a gamer on a budget. My name is Roman, and I'm here to talk to you again about the Intel Arc Series graphics cards. So whether you're a seasoned builder or diving into your first PC upgrade, the Intel series has been a captivating journey through 2024, filled with all sorts of twists and turns. But one burning question continues to persist throughout this whole endeavor, and that is Arc worth buying? Well, from its debut, Intel Arc Series stumbled out of the gate like an eager sprinter tripping over its shoelaces. Drivers plagued by issues turned gaming sessions into frustrating trials, leaving early adopters questioning their investment. But has Intel managed to turn the tide? That's the important question. Well, after living with the ASRock Challenger A750 for the past 6 months, I'm here to give you a follow-up on my previous 30-day Arc video and to expand a little bit on the history and the current state of the Arc Series GPUs. Well, when Arc was released, most of us were excited because it offered something at the time that few were willing to offer. Not only was there a horrific supply chain issue across the globe, but GPUs were expensive and didn't offer a good value for the price. And all Intel had to do was show up, offer a decent performance at a good price, and they would have secured a place in the market. But it did not deliver that out of the gate. It was universally shot down by most tech reviewers and gamers alike. Only the select few that were willing to deal with the trials and the tribulations were brave enough to invest in Arc and continue to use it. Arc faced a lot of criticism for its sparse DirectX 9 and DirectX 10 compatibility and support, and a software interface reminiscent of a bare-bones toolkit. The community quickly compiled a list of games that were incompatible, highlighting a rocky start that soured so many enthusiasts. However, Intel has been very proactive with its updates. Just in the last 2 months alone, 7 patches have been released, showing that they're trying to dial in the performance of the Arc card to make all of us as happy as we can be. These updates promised incremental improvements and tackled compatibility issues with recent titles like Shadows of the Erdtree and Dawn Trail, and compatibility issues with editing software. Now, despite these efforts, stubborn glitches do still persist, and the clunky user interface remain as persistent as ever, leaving users to kind of have to navigate a landscape still fraught with this shadow of a very turbulent beginning. Yet amidst these challenges, the ASRock Challenger A750 emerges as a beacon of promise in its price bracket. Priced competitively at $200, it offers solid performance that punches at or above its weight class at times. If aesthetics are your thing, don't forget there's always the Sparkle cards. They do offer a touch of elegance at a slightly higher cost, presenting a choice between functional prowess and some visual appeal. And they did just come out with a very, very beautiful white edition on the A750 and the A770 side. Slightly more expensive, but still looks super cool. But not all that glitters is gold. Steer clear of the lackluster 380 series. It is a cautionary tale that reminds us that not all things are created equal. It does work as a very cheap AV1 encoder, but outside of that, I would absolutely recommend steering clear of it. Now, is it the champion of its class? Perhaps not. But it does still stand tall as a worthy contender among the offerings from AMD and NVIDIA in its price class. Now, having to choose at this point between Intel, AMD, and NVIDIA feels more to me like, what's better, Chevy, Ford, or Dodge? Well, they're all built in the same, all the parts are made in the same place, and they all have their own little quirks and problems. There's positives and negatives to all of it, but it kind of ultimately boils down to what aligns best with your specific needs and your preferences. Now, would I still at this point confidently recommend the Arc series for everyday use? Absolutely. Now, despite the occasional hiccups, my A750 has proven to be such a reliable upgrade from my old RX 580, which often left me having to deal with spontaneous driver meltdowns for no reason. I didn't have any problems with my 1660 Ti, other than it's just starting to age past its usefulness for what I do. Now, the only thing that required me to set up the A750 was I had to take a quick tutorial on how to set up rebar, something I've never done before, which took me maybe 5 minutes. The installation was a breeze, and it does cater to enthusiasts of all skill levels without demanding some kind of advanced technical know-how. I used to build houses, and I built my computer, so it's very far from each other, but I was never a technical guy until I started working on PCs. Now, reflecting on my personal journey with the A750, it's been smooth sailing so far. Save for the occasional pesky screen tearing I get when I'm like doing some hardcore gaming sessions of Elden Ring. But as a dependable companion for both gaming and content creation, it has consistently delivered the performance I've needed without any kind of major hiccups. So yeah, there are moments where the synergy with my 5600X does hit a bottleneck, but that challenge is more about hardware integration than software shortcomings. So, am I considering returning to AMD or NVIDIA anytime soon? Not a chance. The reliability and the user-friendly nature of the A750 has won me over. And with Battlemage quickly approaching and the performance gains that we're getting, which we're going to have to wait till more official releases, it looks to be pretty spectacular. And I don't think I'm going to be going back, and especially if they continue with this price point target. Now, while I may not be like an overclocking guru or a resolution snob, I play at 1080p. The A750 definitely meets and exceeds all of my expectations without a disappointment. So, if you're currently rocking an Intel Arc card yourself, I would love to hear about your experiences, and I would love to hear the ups and downs that you've had or any specific issues you've had with specific games. Like I said, the worst of mine has been Elden Ring, and I get a screen tearing line about a third of the way up, maybe about 3 or 4 hours in, and I just kind of reset my game, come back in, or shut down the game, come back in, and it kind of resets it slightly. But if you've had any other specific issues, and I can't use my old Dragon's Dogma video because that's more of the game itself than it was the actual hardware, but the hardware just couldn't keep up with the demand that the game had. So if you've had any specific issues with any kind of software, any kind of video game, I would love to hear what the issue is, and I would love to hear the situation that it was, and let me know what your system specs are. If you did enjoy this video, I know it was kind of short and to the point, but at this point, there's really not much to report on Intel Arc. It's been a very quiet last few months. There hasn't been a lot of upturns. Everything's kind of been more focused in on the Xe2 cores with Battlemage and the upcoming Battlemage series. So remember, if you did like this video and you enjoyed the content, please like, subscribe. If you can, as always, comment down below. I love interacting with the community. I'd love to hear all of your guys' stories. Until then, stay tuned. There'll be more Arc Battlemage updates as things come around, and they become a little bit more important. But as always, you guys, remember, don't break your wallet. Just break the game. I'll catch you guys in the next one.